All right, everybody, so Matt has never thrown a cast net before. He's really been wanting to, and today is the perfect day. We are on a ton of shrimp, so went ahead and just went through a lesson on that and gave you guys a quick tip. Let's see how Matt does. This should be fun, and he's going to catch a bunch of shrimp eventually. So let's go ahead, let him throw that thing out there and see what he gets.
All right, you guys, hopefully I don't fall off of this boat while trying to do this, but Richard did give me a pretty good instructional on how to get this done. So I've just followed the steps that he's given me, and just to catch you guys up here, I got my net in my left hand. I'm gonna go ahead and grab it with my right, just as Richard told me. Give it a good shake, make sure everything's clear and I don't have any tangles. So once I got that, I'm gonna go ahead and get this section right here in between my chompers there. I'm gonna reach an arm length down on my right hand side. I'm gonna grab another empty space here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back really good and I'm gonna go wide, just like Richard told me. So let's see if this works for my first time ever with a cast net, you guys.
All right, that's a half a pancake. That'll work. We can work with that.
Give it a little shake.
Yep, go ahead and pull it in. See if we got some shrimp.
Oh, I'm seeing some jump.
Yep. Oh, Matt's got some shrimp, guys. There we go.
That's a couple, y'all. I'm seeing a couple jump in there.
Yes, sir.
That's a good sign.
All right, let's get them in the bucket. Heck yeah. All right, and Matt's gonna go ahead and go through this process that we just went through, guys. But yeah, that's it. Super simple. Very first cast right there. Got him some shrimp, and now we are ready to go for the rest of the day, or go put it back in a live well and go ahead and catch a lot of fish later with these guys. But anyway, Matt.
Super easy. Even I could do it. So I know if I can be taught to do this by Richard, there's no doubt that you guys can too. I've actually never thrown a cast net in my entire life. This is first time, and it is pretty easy. Just follow the instructions given.
Heck yeah. All right, great job, man.
All right, see y'all in the next video.
See ya. Hey, what's going on, guys? So I want to give you guys a quick tip, and this has been a big request recently, and I haven't done it yet. I'm really looking forward to doing it. So today we're going to be going over how to catch shrimp on your own with a cast net. We're going to be going over everything on the type of location to look for, generally the cast net that I like to use, or what I think is the best, and then also how to kind of transfer them properly to keep them alive, and that way they're on a bubbler and they're alive, whether you want to put them back on, you know, an aerator when you get back to the house, or you have them for the rest of the day to go fish. So the first thing that you want to go over and look at, guys, is right now we're on a big long stretch of bank line. Pan and see that. So the first thing that you want to do is figure out what part of the tide cycle you're going at, and really the best time is about mid tide on the outgoing all the way down the low, and maybe about 30 to 45 minutes on that first bit of the incoming is okay as well. So if you have a trolling motor like we do today, life is very easy. If not, and you're around these big current areas, you got to have somebody on the back of the boat, because these currents will whip you around and it's not very safe. So make sure, if you can, you got two people. But luckily I have a trolling motor today, so if I am by myself, I can usually use this and have no issue and worries, and all I have to do is hit the azimuth bearing, and I can go all the way down this bank and cast. The next thing that you want to look for is you want to make sure that you got a bank that comes out very gradually and slowly, and usually mud banks are really good. If you can see this out here, these mud banks are great. That's typically what you want. If you can see these little drains, there's tiny little drains coming out of the marsh, just like that. There's another one right here. You can see that one. That's exactly the type of stuff you're going to be looking for, guys. And if you can find that, go ahead and try it. And this time of year in the fall is a great time to just go out there, throw the cast net and try. Now, shrimp move as well, just like fish, throughout different parts of the tide cycle. But you want to make sure you go ahead and at least try it on some of these areas, and you can usually catch quite a few. So what I'm going to do now is kind of just go ahead and show you how I throw the cast net and how close up to the bank I get. Now, typically I like to start further out from the bank and then work my way in, because the shrimp will scatter once you start throwing the net around. So it's good if you can also approach up current. So going back into the current will help you out a lot as well, because if you're above the current, a lot of times the shrimp will just take off behind you with the current. They'll take that current just like fish will. So that's a really good thing to keep in mind as well. But really super simple, guys. I've got about a 5-foot net right here. Now, all I've done right here is put this rope all in my left hand. I'm a right-handed thrower, so I'm gonna throw this from the left side of my body across and over. So you can see this is a 5-foot net, just about right here to me. The very first thing I do once I have all this looped up and I've got this wrapped around my wrist is just grab it right here on the top. And the next thing I do is go about a third of the way down, right here where my hand's at, get a nice grip where it's kind of tight, and then I just kind of bring it across just like that, if you can see it, just enough to create a loop to where I can go in and now grab it with this hand. Now this hand will slip right out. Now I've basically just choked up on the net. You guys can see that, and it's nice and neat. This is not going to tangle or anything like that when I go to throw it. All right, next what you want to do is go ahead and just kind of bring this and kind of get it, make sure there's no knots or any tangles or anything like that. Just nice and easy like that. Now the very next thing I do is I just get a arm length about right here, and I'm going to put this in my mouth. So there's a bunch of different ways to do it. Some people do it over the shoulder. I just put it right here in my mouth and my teeth, just like that. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to talk right now, but I'm going to move this hand once my mouth is holding it exactly one more arm's length down to one of these notches here on one of these weights, and then I can go to throw. So I'll go ahead and show you. And one other thing as well, we can zoom in right here a little bit. You see these weights? These are a lot better in my opinion compared to just your regular lead line. The reason why is when you're fishing these muddy kind of really soft banks, these actually stay up on top of the mud and it doesn't get sunk in the mud. And that way when you pull it in, you're not bringing in mud with all your shrimp as well. So just one more thing, there's one jumping right there. I think we're in a good spot. But basically guys, that's all it is. Very simple. Get out there and try it. So let's go ahead and make a throw one more time. Just go straight down with my arm, just like this. I'm gonna bring it up to my mouth and then go straight down one more time with my arm. So you got a nice little net right here and you're choked up just like that. So let's go ahead and make a toss. All right, now once it's out there, it's important that you let it go all the way to the bottom. And then sometimes I'll just kind of bump it just like that. And yep, you can see them running out like crazy. And look at this, guys, we have a whole bunch of shrimp. All right, now that you got your shrimp, you want to go ahead and transfer it over to your boat. You can see I've got a small little 2-gallon bucket right here. You can get a bigger one, that's fine. I've got a little bit of water in it. But all I'm going to do is just kind of get this out and shake a few of them out in there, and that'll save a few of them to where when you're picking up the rest on your deck, because they can get kind of messy and everywhere, you got a whole bunch. Look how much you saved right there. They're not going anywhere, so you can leave them in there a few seconds. They're going to be fine and alive. You can get all these ones on the deck, put them straight into your bubble tank, and you're good to go. All right, guys, so we're going to do this one a little bit more full speed here. Again, just grab here right at the top, go around like this with this hand, take it out. Now you've got it all in a nice, neat loop. Go ahead, do a quick spread. See how that one was hung up a little bit? Spread it out. Go ahead and put this piece in your mouth. One arm length down, just like that. And then you're going to go here. Really exaggerated kind of throw right there with your right arm. Let it get to the bottom. Do a couple pops, and man, look at this. We are in business. It is actually heavier pulling it up. But here we go. Now what we're going to do is transfer it over to our half bucket here. What we can. Try to shake that out there. And there you go. That is it. Now, if you're really on the shrimp good, or you're in an area where it's going to be tough to make a couple casts, unless you do it really quick, I would immediately go right back just like this. Put it in my mouth. Do one more throw. Just like that. Again, let it get to the bottom. I see more and more shrimp jumping in it, and there you go, and you caught a ton more. So that's a really good thing to do. Go ahead and get the shrimp in the boat. Then you can kind of make sure they're going to be alive in those first 30 seconds to a minute, but you can go ahead and do that pretty easily, guys. There you go. Dump them all out right there. You got a whole deck full of shrimp. And we can go ahead and put them in the bubbler. And the other thing what I like to do once these are all kind of in here is you can just pour them into your net just like that. Super easy. Now you got a whole net, and just put that straight into your bubbler just like that. You're good to go. that's it, guys. Super simple. You don't have to do a whole lot with this, but just get out there and try it. Bank lines are very important. Another thing is this is a kind of smaller creek system going into a big main channel. So if you can find areas like that, and especially they've got these type of banks, these mud banks with small drains coming out, go ahead and try it with your net. It can't hurt anything. It'll take 10 seconds, you know, on your way to go fish your next hole, and then all of a sudden you could find a great shrimp spot. But right now, shrimp are everywhere. They're really, especially around your kind of brackish water areas that are getting pushed out into your bigger bodies of water and your sounds. So look at places like that. Other places are just around creek mouths, guys. That's a really, really easy one to check out as well. But these big, long bank lines like this, a lot of times, especially around that mid-tide to low where we're at right now, is exactly where you want to be to catch these shrimp. But anyway, that's it for the tips today, guys. If you got any questions, definitely leave them in the comments below. If there's anything that you like to do as well, or type of nets or anything like that, drop them in the comments. Let everybody know. I'm sure it'd be a lot of help. Anyway, see you on the next one.
If you're new to Salt Strong, just know we're the #1 online fishing club out there because we actually guarantee we're going to help you catch more fish, not only with tips and in-depth courses, but also our new Smart Fishing Spots app that actually tells you exactly where the fish will be feeding, as well as the best times of day to fish there. You'll also save tons of money with tackle discounts and make tons of new fishing friends in the Insider community. So thanks again for watching, and we hope to see you in the Insider community soon.